Hello dear crypto friends, welcome to this new video, and today we are going to try to find out which coins you can buy right now, which coins are a bargain to enter in this pretty nice market situation where you have an entry point that could be potentially excellent for the next years, because as we said in the last videos, this could already have been the correction if we are lucky. There's a good situation to enter the market and grab up some cheap coins. But which coins actually are the ones that would be suitable right now, right? Because we want to have maximum gains in this market. So which coins make sense? But before we start, let us, as always, make a quick Bitcoin analysis, because Bitcoin is always the foundation for everything. It doesn't make sense to talk about altcoins if we don't first analyze Bitcoin a bit, right? So we said last time that this correction, if we are lucky, could already be over. The volume certainly looks very nice. Let us load the volume bars. We see that the volume today is Saturday, and already the volume is very high. Historically, if we look at the volume, it is already reaching levels that we have seen last during the March 2020 crash and during the May 2021 correction. So the volume is looking good. If we are lucky, that already could have been it. But of course, there's no guarantee. If the candle closes a lot lower on Sunday night, if we close at 26 or 26,500, that of course would not be ideal. So we want this candle to close at least at the halfway point. So 29,500 and above, I would say, would be an excellent close. So let us continue to monitor that situation. And we said in the last video also, of course, if we are lucky, this could have been just a wave 4 correction in just a broader Elliott wave trend. So that this here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, that we get a last push to the upside. And this whole thing, this structure could have been an expanded flat correction in an Elliott wave structure, right? We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pushes to the upside. And then hopefully this happens. Of course, we cannot know. That is always the beauty of the crypto market. We could also get further down move, and then we could wobble around here on the downside, and then, I don't know, have a rally when the next halving comes in 2024 and the dollar index starts dumping. But of course, we have also said that the dollar index is super overextended. In the weekly, it's insanely overbought. In the monthly, it's overbought. So the dollar is just continuously pumping since over a year now. And we saw the last time this happened, massive corrections followed. It actually went down to the 0.382 Fibonacci level, which is quite the insane correction if you think about it. If this was to happen right now from this level here, the dollar index would fall back to a crazy low 95.276. So there's a lot of room for corrective structures right now. It will depend on what the dollar index will be doing in the next weeks and months. But if we are lucky, then this could have been it, right? This could have been it. And if this has been it, and we get really a last 5 wave push to the upside, of course, now entering the market is a perfect time, a perfect opportunity. And how do you enter? Well, first of all, it makes sense to buy in tranches, to not put all your money in at the same time, but to buy over multiple weeks. Because if we then still go lower, we don't know if this was the button. It looks good, but we have no guarantee. So if we could go lower to the MA200, currently sitting at 21,600, or to the MA290, currently sitting at 16,500, right? If we go lower, then of course it's a good idea to enter the market stepwise, to cost average. You are cost averaging. You send some money to the exchange and you just buy a bit every day. I don't know, you send $1,000 to an exchange and you just buy $50 each single day, right? For 20 days or for multiple weeks, even up to a few months, because such corrections, if they are longer, they can actually last a few months. So it's a good idea to not put all your money in at the same time, but cost average into the market. Now, let us start and take a look at some coins that might be a good idea to buy. We just go through CoinMarketCap. We just open CoinMarketCap and go through the coins. Bitcoin, the obvious choice, of course, but Ethereum is the first one that we want to take a look at. Now, in order to assess if a coin has a good potential, of course, we want the following. Either the coin didn't perform so well, but it also didn't dump so much now during this dump, or it performed really nicely and it dumped brutally so that we can get a nice entry point, right? Ethereum rose from the low in March 2020 to the peak 5,800%. Okay, that is like a factor of 58. And it corrected how much? It corrected 65%. 65%. Okay, that is already not so bad, but I think there are better coins that corrected more. Next coin is XRP. We just go through the coins one by one on CoinMarketCap. XRP USD. Now this coin famously didn't perform well in this last cycle, but it performed insanely well in the 2017 bull run. It was one of the best performing coins in 2017. But it also didn't crash too much, right? Let us look at percentages. It rose 1,600 something percent, so a factor of 16.6, right? And from the top it crashed 83%. So that is not a good combination in my opinion. You have a coin that has not performed well in this last run, but then again it performed insanely in the 2017 bull run. So if something like this was to repeat, of course, then this would be crazy. This was a factor of over 1,000, right? So I'm not sure about XRP, but I think long term the coin is a good buy, but you have to think very long term with XRP, very long term. We don't know how the whole lawsuit situation will unfold. If this was it, there is a good chance that we get a new bull run. There is a very good chance, but it is very much dependent on the SEC lawsuit, and I have no idea when this thing will resolve. So I personally have already a very large XRP portfolio because I am a believer in the future of this coin. I think it solves a real world problem. Namely, it creates on-demand liquidity for cross-border payments. So it is a coin with a real utility for the future. I see a very bright future for XRP, but we don't know how well it will perform or when it will pump. We just don't know, right? Because it performs so vastly differently. In this bull run, it performed insanely well, and in the last run, it performed not nicely, and now it even went down by quite a large percentage. So I personally would add a bit of XRP to my portfolio, but not an insanely large amount. I, of course, am in the situation that I already have a lot of XRP, so I would rather buy other coins. Next coin is Cardano, and if I look at Cardano, it immediately looks like a good coin. First of all, it performed excellently in this bull run. Excellently. Look at this. 18,331%. 18,000 something percent. So we are talking a factor 182 rise. 182. And how much did it crash? Well, it crashed a nice 87.8%. So this is what we would like to have, right? This is a coin that performed very nicely and now offers a really nice and cheap entry point. It has crashed a lot. So if this bull run was to continue, I am pretty sure that ADA will perform quite nicely the same way it performed quite nicely during this whole time here. I would be surprised if this wasn't the case. So this coin looks really like a good buy right now. Crashed a lot, good performance. Next coin, Solana. So Solana is, I would say, kind of similar to ADA, to Cardano, in that it performed really nicely. Let us go to the low. Well, it's a bit difficult because the coin was created here. Which low do we take? I would take this low, to be honest, but I'm not sure myself. Maybe this one here. So the coin has pumped by a factor of 555, right? We have a coin here that has pumped by a factor 555 and has dropped 86%. So this is also a very good performance, better than Cardano even. And if we continue now, if we are lucky and Bitcoin continues upwards, I also see a very good performance. We will certainly go to I don't know, hundreds of dollars, maybe even 1,000. It's hard to predict how it will perform, but of course it looks very, very nice. The performance is extremely bullish. Next coin is Dogecoin. Now Dogecoin, I'm a bit skeptical with Dogecoin because it has just pumped insanely much. Like it has pumped like crazy. It's completely exaggerated. If we go to the March 2020 low, it has pumped like a factor of 686 from the low in March 2020. That is insane. That is like almost XRP levels of performance from 2017. We remember XRP pumped a factor of 1100 in 2017. Now we are at a factor of 686 at Dogecoin. How much did it break down? It dumped already 91%, but as I said in one of my last analyses, I think the bottom for Dogecoin is not in because there's a very strong similarity to the XRP chart, and XRP went down to this level here. So I think this is the support level for Dogecoin. I think it will still go down to 0.04. But of course, then again, who knows? Because Elon Musk is shilling this coin like a crazy maniac. So who knows? Maybe if we get a new Bitcoin bull run, maybe we will indeed go up from here. It could happen. I'm not sure about it, but the coin has an excellent performance, has crashed as we saw quite a lot. So it could be a good coin to add to the portfolio. Next coin, Polkadot. Now Polkadot seems extremely interesting to me. Look at this coin here. Now that is a chart which I like very much. Why do I like it very much? Well, first of all, okay, if we neglect this weird wick candle here from the beginning, it performed nicely. I mean, it's a factor of 15, about 15, but look at this, how much it crashed. 87 point something percent. That is crazy. It's almost back at levels from here. It's almost back at levels where we could buy this coin in 2020. So this coin has really a fascinating behavior. Now combine this move here with this insane correction. I think in the next move this coin will perform quite well and we could see a huge growth. I mean a huge return. If this thing grows another factor of 15, we are talking prices of well over $100. So there's a quite nice potential for this coin to deliver some good gains. Next coin, Avalanche. So Avalanche has also an interesting picture. I mean, if we neglect this wick candle here, it has pumped a factor of 58 and is down 85%. Okay, also quite nice, quite some bargain prices. But as compared to the coin before, it didn't reach quite the levels from 2020. So if we compare this now to DOT, I would personally prefer DOT, but that is just my opinion. Next coin, Tron, TRX. Now Tron is a fascinating one. It has pumped a factor of 26 point, let's say 27, and has crashed very little, like really little. This last crash here is really not too low, and actually it was a lot lower in January 2022, right? So this is quite the fascinating behavior. So this is a bullish, very bullish structure, as if the coin doesn't really want to break, right? Doesn't really want to participate in this dump. So this is of course quite the bullish behavior, very different from the other coins. But of course the rebound now is also not so big, so I'm not sure what will happen now. Also, the coin did not reach its previous all-time high, very similar to what XRP did, right? XRP also didn't reach its previous all-time high from 2018. So, you know, combine that with not the willingness to dump, it is hard to foresee what this coin will do, but it has a factor of 26 from the low to the peak, so it could be also a good buy. So actually, you know, I'm making this list here now, but you can already see that almost every coin is a good buy now. Almost every coin. Some will perform better, some will perform worse. Now Shiba Inu is also a funny one, because Shiba Inu has actually gone back to this level here where it was before. In one of my last videos I was actually calling for Shiba to go back to this level given by this support here. So in fact I'm still not sure if this is over or if this will continue to break down, but of course if Bitcoin now recovers, this could have already been it, and then I foresee SHIB, of course, also going to new all-time highs, but I am not sure how the performance will be. I'm not sure about the performance because this thing has pumped so insanely much already. And the crash, sure, the crash is insane, right? The crash is like, we're talking a 90% crash here, but it has pumped like a factor of 10,000 or 100,000 in the last half year or 1 year. So I personally would not buy a coin that has already pumped a factor of 100,000. But hey, that's just me. So you see, you can do this exercise with all coins. There's another coin I would like to talk in particular about, namely Litecoin LTC. Well, LTC could be interesting because it has reached the old all-time high. It pumped like a factor of 17.6 now in this run, 17.6. And it dropped 87.5%. So this is quite an insane drop, I would say, compared to the overall performance. And what is nice about LTC, we shouldn't forget that there's the Litecoin halving in 2023, friends. Yes, there's a Litecoin halving also. On August 13th, 2023, there's the Litecoin halving. And Litecoin always pumped nicely when there was the halving, right? Let us go back to the old halvings. That was one halving here in April 2015. It pumped a factor of 6.4 without Bitcoin doing anything. So Bitcoin didn't do anything during that time, and Litecoin pumped a factor of 6.4. Second halving was, I think, in mid 2019. What did Litecoin do? It pumped by a factor again of 6.3. Almost the same factor. Look at this. Crazy. So the beautiful thing is that even if Bitcoin doesn't perform well, if Bitcoin now goes sideways or is in a bear market, Litecoin, I think, will still perform and will still pump because of the upcoming halving. So of course, if Bitcoin goes down lower, Litecoin might go down lower. But then at some point, if we look back at history, there's a high chance that Litecoin will just pump a factor of 6 again, right? A factor of 6, and just even without Bitcoin doing anything, just pumps up here and then goes sideways, and then of course enters a next run when Bitcoin goes to new all-time highs. Of course, if Bitcoin now goes to over $100,000, Litecoin will pump absolutely crazy, that is clear. But for the case that this cycle is over now and Bitcoin really enters a bear market, as some say it could happen, we cannot exclude it, that for 1 or 2 years Bitcoin will just go sideways or dump, then Litecoin will still at least pump by probably a factor of 6, which is not a bad return, I would say. So I'm keeping an eye on Litecoin, friends. I'm keeping an eye on Litecoin. So you can do this exercise yourself. You can go through the list of all the altcoins that you find interesting and just look at them, how they performed, in the cycle, and then compare to how it dumped right now. How deep did this dump bring this coin? And if you have ideally a combination of very good performance and insane dump, like, okay, this coin performed nicely, but it dumped like 90%, this would be a good thing to enter the market, except maybe for coins like Shiba Inu. I'm not sure about them because they pumped so insanely much. I'm not sure if they can replicate such a kind of performance. Just please be aware about it. And XRP is of course also in a league of its own because of this whole lawsuit thing surrounding it. If Ripple wins the case next week, this thing will of course go berserk already next week. If it happens in half a year, then in half a year. So you see there's more uncertainty surrounding such a coin. But you can see that all coins are actually dumping like crazy now in this dump. So there's actually a good opportunity to load up on many cheap coins and increase your altcoin portfolio. And I personally would just add quite many coins to my portfolio because we want to diversify into many different coins. Believe me, I made the mistake of going too much into one coin because I thought I'm smarter than the market. That is always something which happens to traders that had success in the past. They think they are smart, they think they are smarter than the market, and then boom, they make a huge mistake, and then they are brutally punished for it. So you cannot foresee this market. This is a highly unforeseeable, highly unpredictable market. Therefore, I would suggest to just have as many coins as you can in your portfolio. And we saw that there are many good buying opportunities. Just go through the top 100 coins and buy coins that seem legit. Of course, there are coins like Luna, right? So, you know, looks very nice until here you think, oh, this is a nice performance, this is an amazing performance, right? And then it completely breaks down and goes a lot lower than it ever was, right? So we are still not sure if this coin will ever recover. I think not, but hey, maybe it will bounce at some point. I'm not sure what will happen to this coin. So you see there are also negative examples. So that is why you want to really diversify your portfolio, because you cannot foresee black swan events like this one. These events are unforeseeable. Therefore, we need a portfolio that is as diversified as possible. That is a lesson I also had to learn the hard way. If you found this video helpful, please like and maybe even subscribe to the channel. I would be very happy to welcome you here. I will make daily updates on the crypto market and provide my knowledge from 9 years of experience in the crypto market, all the mistakes I made, and believe me, I have made all mistakes you can possibly think of, so that you can avoid these mistakes. I will tell you all the crap that I did in the past. It's a very long list, still growing, by the way, still growing, and we'll give you all the tips that I learned in order for you to avoid the mistakes that I did in the past, so that you can become successful in this market. Thanks for watching, friends, and see you in the next video. Bye!